this video, I'll be interviewing Myra Miranda. She's a licensed real estate broker in the Philippines. She knows everything you need to know about buying a property in the Philippines safely, securely, and with as less risk as possible. In this video, I'll be asking her questions like, can Australian Filipinos buy a property in the Philippines? Does the Australian Filipino need to have a Filipino citizenship to qualify or be able to buy a property in the Philippines? And what are the things you need to consider before making that decision of buying a property in the Philippines? Have a listen to my interview with Myra Miranda.
Question, Myra. Is it possible for Australians to buy a property here in the Philippines, or do they have to be like Filipino citizens?
Australians can buy properties here in the Philippines, yeah. They just have to buy condos. They could not own land, so only Filipinos can own land.
How about for those who are natural-born Filipinos and do not have dual citizenship at the moment? Do they need to acquire a Filipino citizenship to be able to buy a block of land and build a house? Is that possible?
Yeah, buying property for Filipinos who lost their citizenship already is possible because they have a birth certificate. They are naturally born citizens of the Philippines, so they can purchase a property here, lots or condos.
That's good news for my clients who are Australian citizens who are actually Filipinos who wants to buy a property here. Why would Australian Filipinos or even Australians themselves, why would they consider buying property in the Philippines?
Well, as you can see, Philippines is still a developing country. If you buy properties here, the trend would always be upwards. For example, many of you are aware of a lot of things happening in the Philippines, but you can see that Filipinos have been really very resilient. We always bounce back. So even with our properties, you can see that. For example, the recession in 2008, a lot of properties all over the world, they crashed, they depreciated in value, but properties in the Philippines, they just stayed there for a while, and then after a while, when everything was going back to normal, it went up again, and then something happens again, it stops, stays there, but then it goes up again. I think you could compare that with properties in Australia. It goes up and down, up and down. It goes lower even how much you purchased it, it goes lower than that. But then for properties in the Philippines, it would never go below how much you purchased it. Especially if you would purchase something that is in a really good location. If the property was developed by a really good developer, then that would also aid in the capital appreciation, the appreciation of the property.
Could you please let us know what are the different kinds of properties that overseas Filipinos or Australian Filipinos can buy here in the Philippines? What kind of real estate properties?
There are a lot of property options that Filipinos and Australian Filipinos can purchase here in the Philippines. They can choose from condominiums, they can choose from lots, house and lots, townhouse, whatever they want. We can offer it to them. So it would depend on what they want to purchase, what they want to invest in.
Real estate does not need to be a risky investment or purchase, but you need to do your due diligence when you are thinking of purchasing a property in the Philippines. My name is Maria Papa. I'm a home loans expert here in Australia. My goal is to help Australian Filipinos understand whether buying a Philippine property is right for them and assist them in their property journey.